All right. Good evening. The September 25 Dixon County School Board meeting is now in session. For the record, I'd like to recognize that all of our school board members are present with the exception of Mr. Rasley, including Tanya Baker, our school board clerk, Scott Mullins, school board attorney, and Haiti Robinson, division superintendent. At this time, would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and for a moment of silence. Board members, we have an agenda for tonight's meeting. Are there any additions or revisions to the agenda?
Yes, there is, Mr. Chair. We are adding agenda item L, requesting school board approval to add VHSL's activities, debate, creative writing, news magazines, and film festival to Ridgeview High School.
Okay. All right, thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda with the addition?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any noes? All right. Yeah, I'm stalling. Okay. All right, that brings us to our public comment section of the meeting. Mr. Hackney, will you please read the guidelines for public comment? Mr. Martin, would you please be our timekeeper?
Members of the community are invited and encouraged to attend meetings of Dickinson County School Board to observe its deliberations. Any member of the community may address the board on matters related to the Dickinson County Public Schools at any regular meeting as follows. A period of time for public comment will be designated on the meeting agenda during which the public may comment on issues related to public education. Dickinson County School Board believes that the citizens of the county should be heard and that this is an acceptable format for receiving public comment. After the public comment section of the meeting is closed, the public shall not be allowed to participate in general board member discussions regarding agenda items. Public participation with the board members regarding agenda items can be disruptive, and the practice is prohibited by Robert's Rules of Order. It is the desire of the school board to treat each member of the public fairly and equally. Allowing one member to participate while excluding others is unfair. The board may hold such public hearings as may be necessary to allow the public to more fully express their concerns, or the board may place the public comment section of any meeting at the end of the meeting to allow additional public comment. While the Dickinson County School Board does not wish to restrict the free expression of opinion, the board feels that certain restrictions may be necessary so that order and reasonable standards of decorum may be maintained. The Dickinson County School Board asks the following standards be adhered. The speaker will be recognized by the chair. Each speaker will be limited to 5 minutes. Speakers will refrain from the use of vulgarity or profanity and will avoid negative or embarrassing comments directed toward specific children or students. Board members should not respond to issues presented by speakers unless clarification is necessary. Matters of concern raised under public comment will be referred to the proper official for investigation and future board consideration if necessary.
Thank you, Mr. Hack. The board would like to recognize Mr. Steve Short, DPE. Welcome, Mr. Short.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Ms. Robinson, first of all, I wasn't here last month, so I didn't get an opportunity to do this. I want to thank Mr. Deal, Ms. Robinson, Mr. Owens, Dr. Compton, and Mr. Whitner for allowing me to be at their schools in their in-service at the beginning of the school year. It was great to see all the faces that we represent, and there was an eagerness in the faces as well. of course, we've been into it a month. I'm sure they're still at least slightly eager. But it was interesting to see their excitement. And one thing I need to let you, I will be stepping back as a VPE representative after this month. I've talked with Kathy Music, and next month Kathy will be should be introducing a new representative. So just wanted to make you aware of that. And you folks as a board, Tanya and Ms. Robinson, as well as your other staff members, have always been so kind and welcoming to any of our VPE folks. It's been an honor to represent our VPE members, and should our members need to contact me, I will still be available. Who knows? I mean, 13 years ago, I was representing VPE when your meetings were at the other office, a whole lot less room, and I had to step away then. So, yeah, I could be like a bad penny and pop back up any time. So I do appreciate you, though.
Thank you, Mr. Short. Next, we have Phyllis Mullins with DEA.
Good evening. Good to be here. And just a couple of things that we're off to a good start, and everything seems to be going well. We had our first monthly meeting Monday, and that went really well. And VEA is doing their, it's called an EPIC conference. And one of our members is going to Richmond to be a presenter at that. And that's, and she's also going to be part of the FIPS part of VEA. So she's coming, she's a rising member, and she is really in there for it. Lorraine Dresch. So if anybody sees her, congratulate her on being a presenter and things. And we certainly appreciate everything that you do, and hope that we continue to have a wonderful year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mullins. Do you have anyone else for public comment? Our next agenda item is the consent agenda, which includes the approval of minutes, approval of monthly invoices, revenue and expenditure summary, discussion of school activity funds, approval of field trips, approval of new elementary school construction invoices, the approval of the construction bank reconciliation document, and Dixon County Public Schools health statement. Are there any questions or discussions, board members, on the consent agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Mullins. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Our next agenda item is information from the school board. Mrs. Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks. Good evening, board members. Good to see you tonight. Just a few items on information for the board. Just want to remind our board members of the Fall Superintendent Evaluation Workshop, which will take place on September the 30th. Also, the November VSBA Annual Convention, which is in Williamsburg, Virginia. I know Mr. Hicks is going to that. The dates for that are November the 19th through the 21st. And please, if you are thinking about going to that, if you'll contact Tanya Baker immediately so that she can make the reservations and arrange all the arrangements for you. It does, as soon as we can get your registration in, then there's a better chance of getting hotels closer to the convention center. So again, the annual VSBA Annual Convention, and it's an excellent convention. Last week, we attended the ribbon cutting for Lunchbox 2276. That's our area code. And that was on Friday, September the 19th. And this opportunity is funded by the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development. in collaboration with all of our area school divisions, Dixon County, Norton, and Wise. And Rafa Foundation also contributed $75,000 to this very worthy cause. This opportunity is going to provide weekend meals for our students who may not have meals on the weekends. And so we're thrilled to be partner and to volunteer with these school divisions and agencies to provide these services for our children. Just in the last couple of days also, we have learned that we have received 2 grants totaling nearly $200,000. The first one is the Virginia Department of Education has awarded Dixon County Public Schools a total of $112,526 from the school security system to purchase security equipment for Ridgeview Middle School and Ridgeview High School. And I know that in meetings in the future, I know Mrs. Martin will share more of that information with you. And also, we received an $82,000 grant from the Virginia Department of Education and the Community Schools Grant for flexible transportation. And what that looks like is that $82,000 is going to allow us to purchase 2 new vans to help transport our children before school, during school, and after school. Sometimes on our roads, and if there is inclement weather or flooding or anything that way, we may not be able to put a bus on there, but sometimes we can put a van, and that really helps us to transport our children back and forth. So again, just congratulations to Ms. Martin and all her work on that. Also to the Communities and Schools team for the $82,000 grant. And so we will bring more information to you as it develops on those 2 grants. Thank you.
Next item, Ms. Robinson, will you please tell us good news from our school?
Well, I'm going to refer to Ms. Martin.
Good afternoon, board members. This evening I bring attendance and enrollment information to you. You have a packet there. Before I begin that, you do have something that's in your packet. It should be paper clipped with the file divider to that. That's just an addition for your crisis management notebook that we did last month. That is the athletic emergency plan that we went over last month. I just made you copies, and that you can just add that to the notebook that we gave you last month. I just printed it and made you copies so that you can add that to your folder. As far as the attendance, this is for August. In your package, you'll see the monthly attendance percentages for each school, the grid that has the comparison over the last 5 years, entry and withdrawals for each year for each school, and then there's the monthly picture with perfect attendance. There's no summary of the absence intervention teams for the month. The teams have been formed at each school, but they did not formally meet for the month of August as they had just began their attendance teams. A summary for September will be shared at next month's board meeting. Our enrollment shows that we have a decrease of 29 students from the end of last year. For August of 2025, we had 1,670 students enrolled in K through 12. 62 are in pre-K and postgraduate. We have 16 in the new 3-year-old program, and that's a total of 1,748. We ended the school year last year with a total of 1,777. So again, that is a decrease of 29 students. For our monthly attendance percentage for the month, all 3 schools are in the 90 percentile, which we're excited about. Irvington, I had a flashback there. Ridgeview Elementary School had the highest with 95.3%. Again, all 3 schools were in the 90 percentile or above. Overall, the district is at 93.97. This year, the school with the best monthly attendance percentage will not only be able to display the attendance banner, they will also have possession of the attendance champion belt. Dr. Compton brought those belts and showed you And from my understanding, each school has big ideas of what they're going to do with the belt when they win it each month. And there's a big competition that's going on who's going to outdo the other when they have their, I call them the WWE belts, when they have their championship belt in their possession each month when they win that, and doing pictures and so forth with the students with that. Like this month, the elementary school has that. I've yet to see pictures, but I'm sure they're forthcoming, and when they do, I'll share those with you. This month's incentive, each school awarded the student athletic passes that we're selling. Each school awarded 2 of those. So in your picture there, you'll see the winners of the athletic passes. Just a side note on that, last year we sold 61 passes. As of yesterday, we're at 95. So that's going well, and I predict by Friday we'll be well over 100 for those. So that's going real well. There's no chronic absentee numbers as it's early in the year, but we are continuing to monitor that, and should have you some more data for that next month, excuse me. Any questions or comments or anything that I can answer for you on enrollment or attendance?
Anything, Ms. Martin? No. All right, thank you, Ms. Martin.
Thank you.
I think you're next too, so you can just
I am.
stay put.
I
am. Ms. Martin, with our safety presentation.
And Brian, just a minute to get me set up. You should have a copy of this and do a presentation on overhead as well.
It was in their board packet.
Okay. Per the board's request, I did throw this together to present to you. This is a Dickinson County Public Schools safety protocols with an emphasis on soft lockdowns and lockdowns. So I'll be walking you through our school safety procedures, focusing on soft lockdowns, and why these practices are so important. Next slide, please. Actually, you can go to the next one, please. The purpose of this presentation is for clarity. Our goal is to give clarity on what these procedures mean, why we use them, and how they protect students and staff. This will also help ensure parents, staff, and our community understand the difference between a soft lockdown and a lockdown. Next slide. Why we need safety procedures. As we all know, schools are not immune to emergencies. A situation outside the school can change quickly, and our procedures help us respond in a calm, consistent, and safe way. These steps reduce confusion and protect everyone on campus. Next slide. A soft lockdown. A soft lockdown is more of a precautionary step. It's used where there's a potential threat nearby, but not directly at our school. For example, if police are responding to an incident in a neighborhood, we keep students inside, lock the doors, and pause movement in and out of the building. The key point is learning continues, but we secure the building until it's safe. Next slide. Full lockdown. A full lockdown is very different. This is used when there's an immediate threat either inside the school or directly outside. In that case, classrooms go dark, doors are locked, and students move out of sight. No one moves until law enforcement clears the situation. This is about protecting lives in the most urgent situations. Next slide. Other safety procedures. In addition to lockdowns, we practice other drills to keep everyone safe. Fire drills, severe weather drills, evacuation drills, athletic emergency plans, and bus evacuations are scheduled regularly. We also have reunification plans in case students need to be safely released to families after an incident. All of these pieces work together as part of a larger safety system. Next. Training and communication. These procedures are only effective if staff and students know them well. That's why staff receive training and students participate in age-appropriate drills. Excuse me. We also prioritize communication with parents and the community so everyone knows what to expect during an emergency. Next. Why it matters. At the heart of all this is safety. Students can't learn unless they feel safe. By planning, practicing, and clearly communicating, we create a calmer, more organized response to emergencies and build trust with our families and community. Next. My closing statement, or our closing statement. Our mission is to keep every student safe every day. By preparing for the unexpected, we ensure that learning can continue and that families know we're doing everything possible to protect their children.
Thank you, Ms. Martin.
Thank you.
Anybody got questions for Ms. Martin?
Mr. Hicks, I'd like to add that if we ever use a soft lockdown or a lockdown, then we communicate that with parents immediately.
Oh, very good. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next is Mrs. Deal with the I Teach presentation.
And as Ms. Deal is coming up, we do not have a PowerPoint presentation for this, but she does have a presentation for us.
Good evening. For giving me some time this evening to talk to you about the I Teach program. You had some information in your packet about it. I'll just kind of review what it is just a little bit. It is a program that is accredited by the Council of Accreditation for Educator Preparation, and it has been in operation for more than 19 years. So it's not anything new. It's just something that's kind of new to us. It is high-quality, online, self-paced coursework for individuals who are interested in pursuing alternative routes to preparing for teacher licensure, okay? In order to be a candidate for the program, someone needs to have a bachelor's degree, and that bachelor's degree can be in anything. Doesn't have to be in anything specific. They have to have at least a 2.5 grade point average. And then once they enter into this program, they will take some state required courses, which we call our statutory requirements. They will take their praxis exam for the area in which they want to be endorsed. They'll take a couple of introductory classes, 1 or 2 introductory classes, depending on what they want to be endorsed in, through the I Teach program. And then when they do those, when they meet those requirements, they are hireable. They are ready to get a provisional license if we have a need to hire them. So the reason that this would help us is, as you know, we do have some shortages. Sometimes we have spots that we have trouble filling. And since I've been in this position, I have been asked several times by people who have a bachelor's degree. Maybe they have a bachelor's degree in psychology, or they might have a bachelor's degree in business administration or something, and they've decided that they want to be a teacher, and they don't really know how to do that. If you're not in a teacher prep program, it's kind of hard. If you've already got a bachelor's degree, if you want to be a pre-K through 6 teacher in particularly, it's a little bit easier, a little bit faster if you want to teach something in middle school or high school. But for that pre-K 6 certification, it's a longer road, it's more classes, it's more expensive. So it would help us because we could hire people if we had that need, if we had an opening and we didn't have any qualified candidates, and there was a candidate that had been approved to be in this program, then we could hire them. We could get a provisional license for them, and they could go ahead and start working, earning money, and then they can set up a payment plan with this I Teach program, and they can make payments towards what they owe. And it is about $3,000, which is very reasonable, and that would help people in our community who want to be teachers, and it's a very reasonable price. It's continuous enrollment, so they don't have to wait, for a new semester to start. They can start at any time. It's self-paced, so they can do it at their own pace. From the statistics that I read, it can be 12 to 18 months for them to go through this process. They would work with us for a year, and they would have a mentor teacher, and they would have observations. And at the end of that year, we could officially hire them. It's kind of like an intent to hire to begin with. So I'd like to have a approval by the board to enter into a memorandum of agreement. This program has been approved by the VDOE. You have to submit an application. Dickinson County Schools would have to submit an application to the VDOE, and then that would have to be approved. It isn't guaranteed that it would be approved. But then we would enter into a program with iTeach where we would together get candidates and get them ready to teach.
If we know somebody might be a candidate or that's interested, we just tell them to contact you if it's approved? Or
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work from that time. I think that they will help us find candidates. They will, help us to advertise for that too. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but yeah, you can tell them to contact me, and I will definitely, from that point, figure out what we need to do.
Well, I had listened in a little bit today to the Board of Education's meeting, and they mentioned grants for kind of developing your own teachers and maybe even teacher retention that could be used for certain programs. They didn't mention this one specifically, but I guess there's going to be some information about those grants coming, so it'd be something we can keep an eye out for.
Could be. It is of no cost to us as a school division. And the thing that I was concerned about, because we're such a small division, I didn't know till I got to checking into it if we had to have a minimum number to go through, and there is no minimum that we have to meet of people. Counties close to us, the closest division close to us was Grayson County, and they're very small like us, so if they can do it, I'm sure that we can. I've heard that Washington County and Smith County are starting the process to go through this. Other than that, there's lots of counties in Virginia doing it, but none close to us. Any other questions or comments about it?
I would just say that I've seen a presentation at the SBA convention on this, and so I'd heard of it before, and it looked very good at the time. So I don't have any reservations about doing it myself. Any other questions? Okay.
Can we go ahead and get a motion?
We'll see. We'll try.
I'll move to, for the iTeach program, you want to enter into the MOU or MOA?
All right. Do I have a second? Mr. Bones, did you say second? I thought you did. All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Ms. Deal.
Thank you.
Next is the Dixon County Public Schools observes Bullying Prevention Month in October. Mrs. Robinson.
Thank you. Next month, we will observe Bullying Prevention Month in October. And we did this last year, and it was very successful. And so we've asked our schools to sponsor activities and events during the month of October to encourage positive behaviors in school cultures. Schools have been very busy for the last couple of weeks designing a calendar. I have many of those already. And then we'll ask our principals to come in October and share with the board what their planned activities were. So this is just an informational discussion item, but we will be observing Bullying Prevention Month for the month of October, Mr. Hicks and board members.
Very good. I appreciate all the efforts they did last year, all of our principals did.
They did an excellent job,
And
yes.
will each of them have a PowerPoint for that meeting?
Well, I think there was some, there was some comments about PowerPoint presentation last year, and, but we'll move right on with
Yeah,
that.
let's-
Notice
I-
they're sitting on opposite ends
Yeah,
of the auditorium.
we're not going there right now, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Very, very good. But no, they were all very good,
They
and we
were.
appreciate your efforts for sure. Sorry to stir that up. All right. Next is the crisis plan. Ms. Martin.
I'm sorry.
Crisis plan.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
School performance.
School performance. Okay. Sorry, my mistake.
School performance.
All right. Okay. All right. Next is the update on school performance and support framework process. Ms. Robinson.
Oh, thank you, sir. See now, I apologize. This item was, agenda item was on the agenda last month. We're still here. We are still working through this process. What we have done is that we have worked with all of our principals on their particular template that each school will be required to complete. We have added the information that we think is correct, but there is still some information for each of our schools that we have not received. So we're anxiously waiting because they're constantly saying at the end of the month, and of course that will be next week. The magic numbers for our schools are 90, which will be 90 plus, which will be distinguished, or 80 to 90, which is right on track. And so our principals, our schools, our teachers, our staff are working very diligently on that. The accreditation, as you know, will not just be SOL scores, although that will be a part of it. It will not just be chronic absenteeism, although that will be a part of it, but it will also be the number of students that are taking dual enrollment, the number of students that are taking CTE courses and finish the pathway. Our students are now taking a test, which also counts, our juniors and seniors, which also count as part of that. So we've had to change, and Mr. Owens, the initials of that test are, thank you, sir. And so it has a different look, the template does, and it has several areas. It has graduation rates for a year. It has graduation rates for 4 years, a cohort. So we're still waiting on a lot of this information. If I may, I know that Mr. Deal and Ms. Davis went to attend a workshop on that today. Is there any addition, they just got back. Is there any additional information, Mr. Deal? Okay, all right. Ms. Davis, any additional information? Okay. I also, when we spoke this week, we talked about cut scores, and of course, cut scores are the scores that determined by the Virginia Department of Education that will determine if a student passes a test, an SOL test. We've also been working very diligently with that because the cut scores that we have seen, the proposed cut scores that we've seen from the Board of Education are increasing dramatically, significantly. And so this is going to affect graduation rate, because if a student doesn't make or pass an SOL test on a verified credit, they don't get a verified credit, therefore they don't graduate. So that decision is going to be made Thursday or Friday of this week. We've heard better news on the cut scores. Is that true, Mr. Deal? We feel like instead of that huge jump, they're going to do it in intervals, we hope. That's what we've heard. And so we feel better about that. But the scores that our students will have to make to pass an SOL test will be increasing yearly. And that, of course, is going to affect the rigor. That's going to affect everything that we do in the classroom. We don't want to have a student this year that passes a test But next year, because the cut scores are higher, they don't pass a test, and therefore they don't get a verified credit, or they can't graduate. So a lot of puzzle pieces to this, and we're still trying to put the puzzle together, and we're waiting on the Virginia Department of Education to tell us, what's the puzzle pieces, and then letting our staff work together to put it there. So in October, we hope to have more information on school performance and support framework. As you recall, that's the new accreditation. The template is at least 4 or 5 pages long, the things that have to be completed on that. So we're very anxiously looking toward that to see how our schools performed, and we always can improve. And so the next steps will be, how do we celebrate, and then also then what are our areas of need. So are there any questions from the board or anything that way? And Mr. Hicks, do you have anything else to add that you may have learned in your position, sir?
No, I mean, I watched and listened to part of the board meeting today. They did talk about either a 4-year or 5-year possibility of slowly incrementing it in.
Correct.
But they could just raise them all at once too. So, so who knows?
That's right. So as soon as we know something, I will let the board know. And then next month, we'll talk about our schools and how they're rated on the template. And you'll actually get to see a template and see where we have areas to celebrate, and then we have areas that we may need to look closer. Just from data that we received on absenteeism and chronic, it appears that we have made, and we knew from Ms. Martin's numbers, we've made progress in chronic absenteeism from last year. We still need to work on that, but we have made progress in that area. And I've also shared with you our SOL scores, and you saw the celebrations there, where we had students, grade 5 English is one area that we scored 9th in the state out of 133 counties. I mean, that's terrific. And so again, all of those things are coming together, but we'll have more information for you and months ahead, and I apologize that there has been such a delay in the information getting to our board members and our teachers. Any other questions or comments regarding that? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next is the approval of the early payroll process in November, December, and January. Ms. Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. We would like to ask for the board's approval to change the payroll direct deposit dates for November, December, and January. As you all are already familiar, this allows our staff to get paid a little bit early in those 3 months, particularly for the holidays. It would make payroll dates as follows: November the 21st, December the 19th, and January 23rd. Are there any questions on that?
This has become pretty standard over the last
Yep.
few years. hasn't it? Sure has.
It gets here quicker every year, it seems like.
It gets there quicker on time. Do I hear a motion to approve the early payroll process for November, December, and January?
So moved.
Second.
My motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you, Ms. Edwards.
Thank you all.
All right, so our last agenda item is the request the school board approval to add the following VHSL activities: debate, creative writing, news magazines, and film festival at Ridgeview High School. Mrs. Robinson.
Thank you. And there is a letter that written by Mr. Owens, and he's here today. So, Mr. Owens, if you need to make a statement, please do. But we have had an interest in our schools, especially at the high school, to have a debate team. And then talking to teachers, they wanted to have a creative writing, a news magazine, and magazines and film festival added to the extracurriculars at Ridgeview High School. And of course, we're all, very much in favor of that. These activities, since they are BHSL, requires board approval. And so we wanted to bring that to your attention. We We apologize that it was late, but the application to BHSL has to be done by September the 30th, and we did not want to hold up our students that are very interested in these things because we didn't get the application in on time. So, Mr. Owens, would you like to add something, sir, to that? Yes, sir. I love to do that to Mr. Owens, by the way.
I apologize that it was late.
No, that's not a problem.
Some of the kids that emailed me, it was last week, about the debate team, and of course I didn't know the process had anything new, but we got some kids that are really interested in that. Miss White, Mr. Tiller talked about doing a debate team. So I'd also asked about the other things there, writing newsletters, doing media, having filmed. I don't know if anybody participates in that. Region 7, there's not a whole lot of other schools doing that. We got kids that want to do it. I think it'd be a really good opportunity for them. I know we started robotics a while back, and that's been really good. Any time that I can, come and ask you guys for something to help the kids, I'll certainly do it. So, I would appreciate your help.
Are all these, I guess the question is just, do they all require travel? I mean, I'm just looking at maybe creative
They
writing,
will.
news magazines.
I don't think the creative writing one will. The film festival is a one-time.
Right.
That's a one-time thing. The debate, I think they would participate in. There's not in the Mountain 7. There's not anyone. So it'd be you'd automatically put district champs, right, and then you'd go participate probably at the region.
Right.
So it'd be Region C. It'd be us in Region C.
Right.
Did you say film festival?
Yeah.
So the media production would be, you
That's
make a
film
short.
festival. Yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
you make a short video then.
Right, and submit it. Right, and they.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought so. Right, like Miss White was one that had asked about it, and I was like, I think it's great if we got kids that want to do it. I think it'd be great.
It could tie in with drama too.
Yes. Yeah.
But, yeah, I think they're all good. Anybody else got questions or?
And Mr. Hicks, let me say this. It's a little bit different because we had to go back to the VHSL information. They don't call it media production. They call it news, magazines, and film festival.
Yeah.
So we had to reword that. And so if you'll use that as a motion instead of just media production, we just don't want any issue that the board did not vote on it correctly or use the correct terms.
Yeah.
We want to use what VHSL uses.
Any other questions? All right. We don't have any. I'll make the motion. I'll make sure I get it worded right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Owens.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve adding the VHSL activity debate, creative writing, media production, and the news, magazines, and film festival at Ridgeview High School.
I'll second.
All right. Any further discussion? All right. Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank you. Well, at this time, we'll have board comments. Mr. Mullins, you want to start us off?
Well, it's hard to believe we're here again the second day of fall. But it was good to hear the grants that we received. That's going to be really beneficial. And I think the I Teach program will be really beneficial to our students. That way we can home grow our own teachers. That will be so beneficial. So I think that's going to be very, very positive. And as time goes on. And I think it's just been a great start of a new year. And I hope and pray that everything continues as it is. And so that's about all I have to say.
Mr. Vano?
I'm like Mr. Mullins, I'm glad we got off to a good start, it seems as if, and been pretty quiet, so that must mean, no news is good news, and that's always good. And I hate to see Mr. Short resigning, but I'm sure they'll send us somebody that's, good to work with, but it's been nice working with you the short time I've been on here, but wish you the best. I was also glad to see the Lunchbox 276. I think that's a worthy and much-needed endeavor for our students, some of our students anyway, and glad to see that we got some funding to do that. I think that's excellent. The grants, I appreciate Ms. Martin working on those, the security especially, you know, we can never be safe enough. And then the vans, like Ms. Robinson said, sometimes you can't take a school bus and a van is needed. And I think the good thing about the vans, as we talked about, you don't always have to have somebody with a CDL or bus license, I don't think, to drive those. So that helps us with availability there. So, and the I-Teach as well, I think that's going to be very beneficial to our system and helping us find some good teachers and some people out there that may want to make the transition, and hopefully this will make it easier for them to do so. So just hope the rest of the school year continues well.
Thank you, sir. Well, I'll just echo what these guys say, and just by, hearing all the things tonight and maybe even things from last month, you're just seeing the efforts that good folks make for our students, and just very appreciative of all those efforts, whether that's the lunchbox program, going out and working and finding grants and those kind of things, and even just adding extracurricular activities. That's efforts that we're making for our students, and I appreciate all those efforts that you guys are doing.
I'll just say also appreciate Mr. Steve Short's service. You always come here and speak so eloquently. I always appreciate hearing you, and you always know a lot of things that are going on, and sometimes it passes on information that we don't know that we appreciate, and appreciate your service in that role. I too was glad to hear about the grants. It's always good news whenever we have funding for things that we need. Appreciate the folks that work on those, getting those grants, know the effort that goes into that. The safety presentation was very good, very informative of what we're doing, and just happy that we have such an emphasis on that here. That's just good for our school and our entire community. Glad to hear about the I-Teach program. I was not familiar with it, and I think that it brings a lot of good things to any school system that would implement it. I think it's going to be a good thing for them because it just gets harder and harder to fill some of those roles, and if somebody in another field or doing something else, and they have the skills, and we can bring them over and utilize those skills for our kids, our students. That's a great thing. And glad to hear about the debate team and the creative writing team and media production. Just glad that we have students that want to do that, because those are, like you say, extracurricular and require commitment, and it's a good situation. Somebody's doing something right if you have kids that are interested in doing those types of things. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Hank. At this time, we'll go into closed session. Closed session pursuant to Section 2.2-3711, Paragraph A of the Code of Virginia, there will be a closed session for the purpose of, 1, employment issues relating to discussion or consideration of specific individuals for employment as a bus driver, alternative education facilitator, discussion of student school board member, and alternate approval of FMLA, part-time aides, part-time custodians, substitutes, coaches, and resignations as the discussion or consideration of student school board member and alternate pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A and 1. And 2, to consult with legal counsel regarding the investment of public funds associated with school construction and consultation regarding actual or probable litigation, along with consultation regarding specific matters requiring legal advice pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-71A, 6, 7, and 8 of the Code of Virginia. Do I hear a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
And a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? So, thank you, Mr. Mullins. Do I hear a second? Mr. Trackney, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are now out of closed session. Mr. Robinson, will you please read the certification for us?
Yes, sir. Whereas 2.2-3712D of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the school board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now, let me begin again. Whereas the Dickinson County School Board has convened a closed meeting on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas 2.2-3712D of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the school board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law, now therefore be it resolved that the Dickinson County School Board hereby certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, only the public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed, and two, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered. Would you please certify?
I certify.
I certify.
I certify.
I certify.
All right. Do we have any motions coming from closed session?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve Cohen Powers for the fall semester student school board member, LaKendra Vitito for spring semester student school board member, and Chloe Bird as the alternate student school board member.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Have any other motions from closed session?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve employment recommendations as presented in closed session.
All right, do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Do we have any other business to discuss? All right. If not, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate